Looks like both players have Multi 6, and both players will be putting one card on the bottom. All right, so a Multi 6 for both, Volcanic Island to start, and Dragon's Rage Channeler for John Lee, also known as Jeskai John to some people. Yeah, the new Atraxa from 1 is looking pretty good. Mercurial Spell Chaser, Mental Misstep. We have a bunch of new tools to play with. And again, if you've been following this channel closely over the past year, you'll remember back in September 2022, we had Initiative on the channel a couple of times, and there was still some lag time before it was even on MTGO. And then once it hit MTGO, that's when the archetype really exploded in popularity. So we still have a bunch of stuff like Chaos Defiler kind of trapped in some kind of limbo right now. So Days on the Goblin Welder, it looks like, is happening here. Not sure. Surveil happening.
I'll keep this on top.
Okay, Surveil left the card on top, and paying for the Days by sacking a Lotus Petal is Adam. So a good way to blow up the Petal and not allow Adam to sack it with Welder next turn, potentially. Or any turn. Or use it for mana, or anything. So Goblin Welder will trade with Dragon's Rage. Interesting.
Sure.
Yeah, Gruul Initiative is also in the MTGO waiting line as well. We just have a bunch of stuff not yet on Magic Online. And it's unfortunate. All right, so Ponder dumped it to the graveyard there, it looks like. Or resolved. It resolved. Mons Goblin Welder, yeah. All right, let's see what the follow-up is here for Adam. Artifact land, the black-red one. I forgot what it's called. Triumph of St. Catherine in the waiting room. That's right. X-Grave is absolutely right. Wasteland for John. It'll hit the Badlands. The artifact land is indestructible.
Yeah. Sure.
Dragon's Rage Channelers hitting the board once again for John. So Twitch chat speculating about the Welder trading with Dragon's Rage Channeler and how it reveals what's in Adam's hand. Maybe, well, let's see what Adam does this turn first. City of Traders. Bolt on Dragon's Rage Channeler. We did get a flash at Adam's hand. Maybe Twitch chat was able to see a bit more of it than I can. But passing the turn. Maybe Adam not really looking for a Welder kind of a game. Maybe has a more fair game plan in store for us. Fable of the Mirror Breaker hitting the board. Yeah, John could have pondered first and not attacked. That's true. All right, we have an 11 out of 10 sleeve rating for John, it looks like. I'm not sure what that sleeve is. Does anybody know? Does anybody want to share with us what John's sleeve is from? J. Arcane, sorry I missed it. Thanks for the resub with Prime. Appreciate that.
Pitching Brazen.
Sure.
Force pitching Brazen Borrower on the Fable. Learn to Love pointing out tells us that John doesn't have a bolt and that Adam is more concerned with trading threats to survive a longer game. Absolutely. Murktide Region enters here for John.
6/6, right? You have one card?
One card in hand for John.
Only if it says control player.
Aren't you typically faster than I control you?
Yeah.
6/6 Murktide. We know these painter decks have Pyroblasts usually. Fable of the Mirror Breaker comes in once again. This one will resolve. Shen, thanks for the resub with Prime. 3 months for Shen. Appreciate that. Where are we on our sub goal right now? 299. All right, 299. Still hovering in a 300 range. Goblin Shaman. Token now on the board for Adam. Murktide gets a hit in. Expressive iteration for John. Life totals at the top center of the screen have yet to be updated. Demox, thank you for the gift sub. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. And now we're at an even 300. Polluted Delta gets placed in exile. Most likely will get played here. There it is. All right, life totals on the phone at the top of the screen has now been updated to be correct. Volcanic Island. Rexer says, best legacy channel around the internets. Thank you. I appreciate that. Looked like maybe a Goblin Engineer is in Adam's hand. Don't know if anybody catch that. I try to get a little bit of information about what's going on from seeing players in. All right, Chain Lightning hits the Goblin Shaman and passing the turn. No fears of Chain Lightning getting bounced back that time. Fable ticks up to 2. Let's see if Adam chooses to rummage here. Discards a mountain, okay.
You want to look through it, it's pretty standard with
Rexer with a highlighted important message for us here in Porto Alegre in Brazil. Our meta has been dominated by an evil mono-white initiative player. Save us. What deck should Rexer go bring to beat up on that mono-white initiative player, chat? What do you think? Yes, this was recorded with 1 card's legal. And Lep's wondering, no island versus red. Are you wondering about Blood Moon effects? Is that what you're wondering? To fetch a basic island? All right, we have some suggestions from chat of how to beat that -1 initiative player. Seems like a few people are on Death Shadow as the answer. Our Delver players are bad players. Oh, dear. All right, there's the Goblin Engineer. Murktide hitting the board once again, and the original Murktide will get a boost of 2. So now it's an 8/8. Phyrexian Dragon Engine was the card placed into the graveyard by Adam. So a 5/5 Murktide and an 8/8 Murktide. The 8/8 is swinging here.
Should I go to 6?
Adam goes down to 6.
That's it.
All right. Reflections of Kiki Jiki is online. Goblin Engineer also online. The only artifact on the board to sack to it right now is the artifact land. That's name I can't remember.
You know what I mean? You're a graveyard deck.
What's the name of that land, everybody? I don't know.
That's the level of like all of it. So you're getting, I think, is
Bridge to Terabithia.
Wasteland Surgical is going to get Cloud Post pretty good.
Bridge on the River Kwai.
Yeah, let's go to game 2.
All right, we're going to game 2. John gets game 1 with Murktide Regent. Remember Murktide Regent, everybody, and how upset we were about that card? Yeah. All right, Mountain to start for Adam. And there it is, Goblin Welder. You got to wonder, was Goblin Welder thoroughly tested for 1v1? I don't know. Seems a little iffy. Murktide Fatigue, yeah. All right, John trying to figure out what to do here on turn 2, and it's a Lightning Bolt on the Welder. I like that. Take it out. Welder is one of the most dangerous creatures in the Painter deck. And a follow-up Welder, maybe getting dazed. Nope, it'll stick. Maybe John has a removal spell. Steam Vents comes in. All right. Untapped, paying 2 life. Delver. And a Bolt on the Engineer. I mean on the Welder. A Bolt on the Welder.
what's something?
Here's Grindstone. MTG bot with an alert that Magic Online is now up. We don't care. Taller Eric saying this looks like aged content. The meta is very different now. What's the meta, Taller Eric? What's the meta? All right, Insectile Aberration has arrived. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Surveil dumps a Wasteland into the yard for this Ponder. Grindstone, of course, in case anyone not familiar, one half of the Painter's Servant combo. Painter's Servant makes all the cards the same color, and Grindstone mills your entire deck. That's the combo. It's all about Atraxa now? Yeah. We have yet to see Atraxa appear on 90s MTG so far. Yeah, no Spell Dancers yet on 90s MTG. Not yet, not yet. Could happen. Mishra's Bauble. Surveil. Looks like the card was left on top. Peek at the top card. It looks like it was an Ancient Tomb on Adam's side.
17?
Adam goes on to 17 after the hit from the Insectile Aberration. John draws off Mishra's Bauble.
He's a 3-3 now?
I believe so. Yeah. Instant sorcery.
Dragon's Rage Channeler is a 3-3. John has Delirium. There's Ancient Tomb. Whoa, Taller Eric revealing the metagame for all of us. Whoa. Based on one night of game story. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Game Story is our LGS where we record many of the games you see on this channel. Fun place to hang out here in New York. All right, there's the other half of the combo. Painter's Servant hits the board. Not enough mana to activate Grindstone just yet. It's going to get dazed. Surveil trigger.
I'll put surgical here.
Surgical dumped into the graveyard. Paying 1 for the daze is Adam.
Got it.
So Grindstone costs 3 to activate. Only 1 mana available currently for Adam.
I'll evoke Fury, pitching Dragon Engine.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess Painter made everything red. And Fury pitching Dragon Engine to kill Dragon's Rage Channeler and ping Insectile Aberration.
Pass the turn.
See, everything is red.
Yeah.
All right, confirmed everything is red. Fury pitching Volcanic Island. John says everything's red? Okay, thank you. I'll blow up Painter Servant and attack for 3.
I was gonna mark the.
Pass to you.
Yeah.
Pretty cool sequence of turn there. Painter Servant pays the price.
Only in the brainstorm that would be 4, 5. So, break down. Wait. Yeah, days.
Yeah, man. Really.
Engineer, go to 10.
Goblin Engineer down to 10. It does have a triggered ability on entering, and it looks like that is going to resolve. What will Adam put into the graveyard? Let's see. Looks like a Nile Spellbomb has been pulled to the front of the deck. It's understandable, I guess. Was that an ensnaring bridge? Did I just see an ensnaring bridge? Or am I going crazy? Oblivions with a great question. Help me, chat. How do you keep multiple decks? Do you have the same sleeves for all of your collection? The YouTube commenters will be weighing in on that. All right. People confirming that was bridge. And everybody in the chat saying same sleeves on everything. Yep, Ensnaring Bridge was just dropped into the graveyard. I was right. All right. That is pretty cool. Ensnaring Bridge, everybody.
But I haven't tell you have to tell me. Yep.
All right, Adam is down to 7 after the attack from Insectile Aberration. Here's a Ponder.
Sure.
Go ahead. I mean, you can. I'm not right. You tell me. Pick one. Go.
What's one time?
Yes.
Still resolving this Ponder. All right, we have a lot of sleeve discussion happening in the chat. Demox with a sub-gifter badge says having same sleeves on everything makes it easy to swap cards between decks. That's what I do. That's what I do. Urza's Saga comes in for Adam. Urza's Saga is just so powerful. Let's see how much this matters in this game. Activating Grindstone.
Engineer. Sacking this, targeting.
Holding priority. Sacking Grindstone to Engineer. Likely going to seek to put Painter Servant onto the battlefield.
And then in response to that trigger, I sack it to bring in Painter. So now Engineer.
So the Grindstone ability is on the sack, with Engineer ability on top of it. Grindstone is now in the yard. John could let this resolve and then bolt the Painter Servant to survive, potentially.
Yeah, but then here's the painter would come in unless you
Okay,
interrupt it. So I'll name blue, and now Grindstone resolves.
All right, it worked. I thought for sure John was going to have removal spells, but it worked. Well played by Adam. Going to game 3. Would Painter players watching agree? It's not always obvious when to activate Grindstone. Martel's saying always make them have it. I'm not sure if most Painter players would agree with you, but I'm not a Painter player, so I'm not sure. Is it always make them have it? Are you aggressive with Grindstone? I don't know. All right, turn 1 Delver here for John, who's on the play. Gentleman likes opponent's upkeep.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the
Yeah, Welder is more powerful than Engineer, really. Most of the time. All right, Badlands, no other place for Adam as the Delver flips, revealing Force of Will. Force of Will be useful. Me, thanks for the follow. Welcome.
Question. I don't, like, Delver matchups not like gibbies. It was at its peak right before this. Why? Because, like, Delver had to think about, like...
And another Delver for John. So the clock is being put together here for John. Urza Saga enters. Adam with a great question. How come when Delver flips it's not sick, but when Fable flips it is sick? Doesn't seem fair. It's an enchantment that turns into a creature. Come on, Adam. Come on. All right, Red Blast on Insectile Aberration. That'll resolve. Delver Trigger, it looks like it will not flip, but thinking about a fetch for a moment, leaving it there, attacking for 1. And a fetch. Maybe an expressive iteration about to happen here. Actually, if you activate a Mishra's Factory that you just played that turn, it is summoning sick.
Now, if he gets a GRB controlling you, what does that apply to? This one really depends on... if he 2 explorers controlling you...
All right, Expressive Iteration puts a Scalding Tarn into exile. It'll get played here. Ticking up to 2 is Urza's Saga.
Yeah, that's fine. He's right away. I should have put like the level of those that would be
Either deck is not much time at all, so it's like, what would you do there?
Yeah, I should have put the back top. I think.
Yeah, Fable of the Mirror Breaker exiles and then comes back into play. All right, Delver Trigger. Looks like it's not going to flip, thinking about fetching. All right, John did not like the card on top of the library, going to fetch. Getting a volcanic island. Want to just take a quick moment to thank a new YouTube member, Carl, with a K. Thanks for joining. Appreciate that. Hit the join button on YouTube, everybody. Attacking for 1 with the Delver. Adam has the option to create a construct here and is going to do it, going down to 14.
Adding nothing.
We're 4 blocks.
Okay.
I'll try to petty them.
Petty theft on the construct before blocks. Attempting to bounce it, remove it from the battlefield. Adam thinking about responding to that. Maybe a Power Blast or Red Blast is available.
Right, that's a spell, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Days on the Pyroblast, and looks like Petty Theft will resolve. Brazen Borrower goes on an adventure. John notably does not have a adventure token for that Brazen Borrower, so we actually have no idea where it is right now. Urza Saga ticks up to 3.
Yeah, if you lose the die roll, it's so
I don't know any other.
That'll just be buying into another planet. It would be. I mean, like, you can beat Blood Moon, but like, if like, there's not really much.
I'll float a mana.
If you're around president, I feel like.
All right, just floating a mana this time, not going to bother with constructs. Yeah, where is that Brazen Borrow? We have no idea. No idea.
I'm just like not good enough to play with it. Every single time I've heard.
All right, we see Adam thumbing through the deck here. Nothing's been pulled to the front yet. All right, Nile Spellbomb will be the pick. Nile Spellbomb will be able to prevent Murktide Regents and also shut off Delirium for any future DRCs for a little bit. Let's see if it gets activated immediately and if Adam chooses to draw a card with it. Can pay a black mana for that.
I just think that it seems like any different has like the play patterns that I enjoy. I feel like your best match is probably the slower.
1 mana floating.
Go long control positions advantage is just like
No, 4 color is not a positional deck. 4 color is a template.
I feel like having for leverage ability to play around your opponent.
I think blue painter, in my experience,
Painter floating 1, so.
Painter still floating 1.
do we take? It's not like I played a bad version of this. Clearly, what I'm doing is
Adam down to 11.
and I don't think I'm as good of a player in terms of
Anything blue?
that I'm seeing.
All right, choosing blue this time. So Adam's Power Blast and Red Blast can hit anything. Looks like Adam has a Fury in hand. Bolt on the Delver. That will resolve.
Good, pass turn.
I have said for a long time that card is not a play fantasy.
I tried it out.
All right, end of turn, bolting to Painter Servant. Painter Servant down. Going to untap, draw. Now Spellbomb not getting activated. Wasteland on the Ancient Tomb. Murktide maybe not a threat. In Adam's mind, if they have a Power Blast in hand. All right, activating the Spellbomb now. and drawing a card.
Go ahead.
Brazen Borrow enters on end step from the adventure zone. Attack for 3.
Just because it's like my deck works mana. But
And Dragon's Rage Channeler for John.
Fury. Filer.
Fury pitching Chaos Defiler. And that'll kill both creatures.
Pass turn.
at least give him a try. I find myself what it is it's like navigating. It's a position of deck. It's an aggressive position of deck. But it's not a draw go position.
Like I might get Godland game one.
It's like a what am I shutting up?
Ancient Tomb for Adam. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Adam down to 6. Life total getting a bit low. Force pitching Force. So Fable of the Mirror Breaker countered.
Blue Breaker especially might like that. It's on this.
Pass turn.
You can play the cards you like. Yeah, really good words,
Delver comes in for John. It looks like Adam has both a Bolt and a Red Blast in hand, and a Fury. Here's Power Blast.
Esper Vial is only Jeff Lemons. Nobody except Jeff can play this.
Sure.
Brainstorm here for John.
Death and taxes. Death and taxes versus death and taxes. Right? Death and taxes to initiative is initiative loses the aspect of death and taxes that are toolboxy.
So we know that Adam has a Fury and a Lightning Bolt at least in hand. It'll be hard for John to stick a creature that is not a Murktide, it looks like. And the Murktide will need to be big enough to take an emergency Fury plus Bolt. I don't know if Adam has a Pyro or Red Blast in hand. Double Bolt from John could potentially end the game. And that Ancient Tomb on Adam's side is looking really iffy at the moment. Dangerous to use, especially more than once, as it stands right now. I can't think of any ways that Adam can gain life. So it's probably stuck at 6. Unless there's something I'm forgetting.
It's just like, wow, I don't think you're much there, and I don't really have your numbers are
All right, passing the turn. A Wasteland from John on that Badlands could be pretty good here. All right, City of Traders. That gets things moving a little bit for Adam. Goblin Engineer with 1 mana floating. It'll resolve. Let's see what gets put into the graveyard. There's no Dragon Engine in there yet. Maybe that will be the pick. There's, I believe, a Painter and a Grindstone. Okay, I was wrong. So Grindstone is now in the graveyard. Grindstone and Painter are both in the graveyard. Oh, the other card, the other old frame artifact in the graveyard is actually Ensnaring Bird. So Brazen Borrower getting flashed in on end step, it looks like. With a bolt, this could be game.
Decisions in the first 2 turns. Not that there were not important decisions to make, but most of them are in the first.
All right. Down to 3 is Adam. There's a lightning bolt getting flashed on screen.
It is
Good game.
particularly
Good games and a quick fist bump. Well played.